Hi everyone, welcome to today's video, and today we are going to talk about the B1 B2 interview questions and how you can answer these questions. So the first thing I want to tell you is please know the embassy location. Don't be looking for the embassy on the interview date. Please know where the embassy is located so that you can arrive on time. It is very important to know the location, and it is very important to arrive on time. And actually, not just on time, I can tell you it is very important to arrive early. Give yourself enough time because you want to make sure that you have everything with you, you are ready on time. Even if there is some sort of delay in the line or whatever will happen, you have a lot of time, you have enough time. So it is very important. Be organized, have your envelope ready with all the documents or the supporting documents. You have them with you, everything. Just have a checklist, go through the checklist, make sure everything is there with you. Because when you go to the embassy, you are not the only one going for this interview. The interviewers are seeing so many people. And let me tell you guys, at the embassies, those embassies are always packed. There are so many people who are going for, their interviews for different reasons. So you want to make sure that you are very organized, because you don't want to waste your interviewer's time. Because when they ask for some document, you want to make sure you have that document with you, and especially a supporting document. I'm going to mention these documents are like, make sure you have your passport with you. It is very important to have the passport. You will need it. So because the interviewers can ask for your passport. Also, have things like the bank statement ready, the pay slips ready, the invitation letter ready. Anything and everything, any sort of confirmation, any sort of booking, anything, make sure you have it ready, depending on the sort of trip, what's taking you, what's the purpose of your visit. Make sure you have all these documents ready. Okay, when you go for this interview, remember to be very friendly. I mean, not over friendly. Remember to be friendly. Remember to smile. Remember to be very positive, because it is very important to go there being very positive. Guys, when you go for your interview, you come across people who are coming out, out of the interview very disappointed. Others are crying. Others are sad. Others are extremely excited. And now, and also sometime when you're lining up to go into the interview, you can start socializing with people, and people can come up with stories like, oh, they start asking you, what are you going there to do? What are you going to there to do? And some people, they're talkative. They will try to act like they know it more than the interviewer themselves, and they can even discourage you. Like, for example, I remember a lady friend of mine told me that she was on this interview line. She was her purpose was to visit the US, and then this lady on the line was trying to chat her, and she was like, oh, what are you going there to do? Oh, you're going for a wedding? Oh, they won't give you. They can't give this. She started really discouraging her because she seemed not to have a lot of documents than this other lady. This lady had also, I think she was going for a graduation. So this friend of mine told me that the lady really discouraged her, and all she could do is to pray. And she told God, please prove this lady wrong, because she was already feeling so scared. When they went, they went for this interview, and this lady who was annoyed, she got denied. And this lady who didn't have enough documents, according to this know-it-all lady, she was granted. So that tells you that God works in mysterious ways, and you never know. So when you go there, avoid sharing too much information with the people on the line. You can have a conversation, but remember, some people are there to kind of try to scare you or freak you out. I don't know what's the reason. So Just watch out for people like that. So be honest also with your answers. Be ready to be very honest with your answers. Don't make up stories. Remember, you have already submitted your DS 160 and it has your information. So you cannot make up your own another complete different story when you're going to this interview, because they're gonna know you are lying. You know what I mean? So make sure you are very honest. Also, guys, your body language, even if you are tense, or even if you're panicked and everything, please let your body language speak out for you. You need to be very confident and show them that you know what you're talking about. You are very confident with yourself, because if you're not confident, if you're so scared, then how are you going to take this trip from Africa to the US? You will panic and you will even get lost. You need to be very confident, because confidence is very important. And also remember, when you go for this interview, look at the interviewers in the eyes. Look them straight in the eyes. Yeah? Make sure you're not looking on the side when they're talking to you, or you're very busy arranging your documents when they're talking to you. You need to be straightforward and look them in the eyes. And when you get there, you greet them. Hello, sir. Good morning. Some of them might not even say good morning. They don't have time for that, because they want to quick finish, we go. Make sure when you get there, hello, sir. Good morning. How are you today? And then they'll quickly ask you a question of what are you going to do in the United States of America? But already you have greeted them with a smile. It is very, very important. And above these things, remember, you are communicating with with your God up high. Here, you are answering, you are listening to an interviewer in this year, and in this year, you're listening to God. You're telling God, I need this visa. I am claiming it. It is very important, because, you know what, guys, you don't want to, you want God to help you relax. You want God to help you answer the questions, and everything will be all right. So do not worry. Do not think of yourself like, I don't think I can get this visa. No. Being positive is very important. Also, when you go to this interview, please do not be defensive with your answers. Like, anytime the interviewer asks you a question, you're trying to be very defensive. It's like you're trying to argue with them. Do not. And also, do not answer questions they have not asked you. You need to listen very carefully to what they are asking you and answer answer it simple and clear. Very simple and clear answer. Do not go for a long sentence or long stories. They don't have time for stories. They don't have time to listen to all these stories. Remember, anything you tell the interviewers can bring up a question. So you have to be very careful, because you don't want to get there and they ask you a question and you start saying, oh, even my auntie was there. My auntie lives there. My uncle also is there. My auntie, oh my goodness. They will be like, oh, okay. So your whole clan is there. You're planning to go and move there and relocate there also. Remember, they want to know also if you have ties in your country. When they're interviewing you, they want to make sure that you are coming back to your country. This interview, when they're interviewing you, they know this is a visit visa and you're not supposed to extend your visit, and they know you're not supposed to go for anything else other than the visit. So it is very important to give your answers straight and short and very clear. Also, now, the first thing they will ask you, they will say, can I see your passport? Please do not start stories, okay? Do not start telling them, oh, you see my passport? Oh my goodness, yeah, I have 3. I did not even bring the other 2. No, you cannot do that. When they say, can I see your passport? Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Here is my passport. So hand it to them. Don't be quiet too. When they say, give me your passport, don't be quiet. Okay, yes, ma'am, I have it ready for you. Here is my passport. Give it to them. And if they come up with a question, if they ask you, I can see you have trouble, because the moment you handle the passport, they will go through your passport. Remember, all this time, they don't have your passport with them. You are the one who is going to hand them. So they're seeing your passport for the first time. But if you have ever been denied a US visa, they will know it's in the system. So they will flip through the pages to see if your passport is active. Let me tell you one thing that I know people panic and they start overthinking is when you have never traveled to any country. And some people say, oh, if you have never, okay, first of all, if you ever been to another country outside, it helps a lot. It really increases chances of getting the visa. But that doesn't mean that this interviewer cannot give you a visa because you have never traveled. All you need to be is to be very sure of the answer you're gonna give them, because they will ask you this question, and they will look to see if your passport is active or you've ever traveled. And also, guys, you don't have to attach all the old passports. It is not necessary, because they will not even go through your old passport. They will only go through your current passport, okay? So the second question they will ask you is, and guys, this is not in any particular order. Remember, these interviewers, they have like a set of like 8 questions, so they can pop any question and ask you. So this is not in any particular order. Another thing they will ask you is, what's the purpose of your visit? Or they will say, what are you going to do in the United States of America? Guys, do not panic because of the accent. And if you don't get the question, you can say, pardon me, oh, sorry. And so they will ask you, what's the purpose of your visit? Tell them exactly what you're going to do. Please, again, I'll repeat, do not go for stories and stories. Just say, I am going to visit. I am going for a wedding. I am going for graduation. And mention whose graduation. I'm going for my cousin's graduation. If they ask you where, that is when you will say where. If they ask you what are you going to do, then you will say what you're going to do. Okay, so you will tell them, I am going for my cousin's, or I'm going for my best friend's wedding, or I'm going for my cousin's funeral, or I'm going for this, because you can come for funeral as well, or I am going for this and this and this, or I am going for conference. Remember, the answer you will give, the interviewer can come up with a question. Yeah, so if you're going for just a vacation, they want to know, where are you going to stay? Are you going to stay in a hotel, or is somebody hosting you? Be prepared with all these questions. If somebody is hosting you, if somebody is taking care of your trip, be prepared with their information and everything. If somebody has invited you, have the invitation letter with you. And remember, when you get there, keep your documents on the side. Do not hand any document to the officer to the interviewer before they ask you. Because if they need it, they will ask you. And let me tell you guys, these days, you might go for a B1, B2 visa, and they will not even ask you for a single document. So keep your documents and hand it one by one when they ask you, okay? You just make sure that you have them there in order, so that when they ask, you give it to them. Another thing is, they want to know the length of your stay. How long are you going to stay in the United States? Guys, you have to be very careful, because if you are employed, if you have a job in your country, there is no way you can go for a 6 months visit. And also for visit, surely, if you tell them, I'm going for 5 months, what kind of visit are you going for, to visit somebody for 5 months? I'm going for graduation and I'll be gone for 3 months. There's no graduation that takes place in 3, happens. You cannot, guys. Oh my goodness, I'm even lack of words, because some of these answers, they can contribute to you not getting your visa. So make sure you give them the length of time, and make sure that you don't tell them a crazy answer like, oh, I am going for graduation and I'll be there for 4 months. They will not even believe you. They will know, oh, okay, so you're up to something. Yeah. Give the length of time you're saying. Okay. If it's 2 weeks, it's 2 weeks. And remember, if you're going for 2 weeks, you will book your ticket for only 2 weeks. You cannot book your ticket way too ahead of time. And after your event, you cannot do that. Yeah. Remember also at the airport, they check these details. Yeah. So you have to be very careful. They want to know, have you been to the US before? They will ask you that question too. Have you been to the United States? If you have been to the US, please tell them. If you have ever been denied a visa, because they will ask you, have you ever been denied a visa? Or have you ever been granted a visa to another country? They want to know these questions. Remember, these interviewers can pop with any sort of question, yeah? So you need to be very, very ready with all the answers to give them. Very short and precise and very clear. One thing I know, if you're honest, if you're not making up stories, everything flows, yeah? So they want to know if you ever been to another country outside your country. Even if it's East Africa, let them know. Even if it's even if it's another country in Africa, you can tell them. That's your chance to tell them. If you've been to Europe, let them know. Yes, I've been to Europe. I've been to UK. I've been to Germany. You can tell them. Remember, if all these terms are on your passport, this interviewer will have seen them. Sometimes they just wanna see what you're thinking, yeah? Okay. They can ask you, are you married? Are you single? A lot of times, I've heard people tell me that they got denied because they were asked if they're married and they say they're not married, so they're like denied because they don't have like good ties to bring them back. But what I can tell you is be honest, because if you say you're married and they want to see a marriage certificate, you want to make sure that you have the marriage certificate with you to prove you're married. So give them an honest answer. Yes, I am married, or no, I am not married. You can say, I am not married, but my wedding is coming up in 2 months. Or you can say, I am engaged, and you can say, well, I'm there. Well, I'm visiting the States. I'll be shopping for my wedding gown. Hello? Yes, you can do that. You can tell them that. Or you have plans, or you are traditional married, or, something like that. You can tell them. Anything you tell them, make sure is nice and short and with a very friendly and confident. Look at them like, yes, I am not married, but I'll be married in 2 weeks. And while I'm in the US, I'll shop for my wedding dress. Hello? Yes. Something like that. They want to know what do you do for a living? Are you employed? Are you a business person? So these will pop questions like, show me your bank, like you can show your bank statement. If they ask, they can ask you for pay slips. They can ask you for like some proof to show that you own a business. You don't have to panic if you're not employed. You can tell them, I am not employed. You can tell them you're a farmer. You can tell them what you do. Just be honest with what you do, because this interviewer, they want to make sure that you have some sort of income. You're not going to be a burden when you arrive to the US and you don't have money. They want to make sure that you have money, enough money to support your trip. And also, they will pop a question is, who is supporting your journey, your trip? You can tell them, I am paying for this trip. That helps a lot, because if you start telling them, oh, my uncle is paying a little bit, and my auntie also, if somebody else is paying for your trip, they want to know more about that other person. So a lot of times I always say it's very good to be independent when you're going for your trip, and tell them, yes, I am taking care of my trip. Yeah. And if they want to see your bank statement, you show them. If you're employed, you say, yes, sir, I am employed. I work at this and this so company. Yeah. Tell them. Be very happy, like smile. Confidence is key. And also remember, your eyeballs straight, looking at them like this, showing them that I know what I'm doing, I know what I'm talking about, and yes, I'll be back. I have no interest in overstaying in your country, because I am a very busy person in my country. Why would I stay in your country? I have a good job in my country. And you're not going to tell them this, but your body language will tell them that, I am planning to come back. I have children. I have 2 children. I have a little one. I have, if you have children, tell them. If you have a husband, I am married. I am not traveling with my husband, but because I'll only be gone for 2 weeks and I'll be back. My husband knows about the trip. He's excited. He's supporting me. He'll pay for my trip. Things like that, So they want to know, they will ask you also, do you have family in the USA? Ooh, don't start telling them, oh, I think I have my uncle in Georgia. I have my grandmother in Arizona. Hey, also, my cousins lives in Nevada. I have another one in San Antonio. Don't start. Go straight to the answer and tell them, yes, I have family. If they want to ask you who, what family, you can say, I have my uncle here. I have my uncle and auntie in the US. You don't have to go through all these stories, yeah? Okay. They can ask you, are you traveling alone? So this is a very easy question. You can say, yes, I'm traveling alone, or no, I am not traveling alone. If you're not traveling alone, they expect you to have that person with you there. So like, like children, if you're traveling with your kids, they expect you to have your kids there at the interview with you. But just say the honest answer. Yes, I'm traveling alone, or no, I am not traveling alone. Do not be scared, or do not be afraid of saying, giving a no answer. Where you have to say no, just say no. Because this interviewer is looking at you like, these people are very clever, yeah? The minute they are looking at you trying to make up answers, they already, they can already tell. And also, I get people disappointed because sometimes the interviewer can they ask them only one single question, and then they go like, you have been denied. Guys, these interviewers, they have, I think in a day they have a set of number of visas they're giving. But what I can tell you is, with God, everything is possible. So you pray and have faith and believe in yourself and claim for that visa. Be very confident, and let your body language be, as soon as they see you like this, they pop the first question. You are like, yes, sir. They will be, okay, I will listen to this person. Please don't be annoying, because if you give your first answer like, let's say they ask you the first question, what are you going to do in the United States of America? And then you start giving I'm going to Minnesota because my uncle and my auntie. The minute you start talking too much, they'll be like, no, you are not going. They'll be like, you're denied. And also, even the question of, are you married? Don't be scared when you have to say, no, I'm not married. Or when they ask you, oh, have you been to the US before? Do not be scared, because some people might think, oh, if I say I've never been to the US, they're not going to give me visa, or I've never traveled anywhere. Just be confident. Say, officer, why do I keep saying officer? You can say, sir, I have never been anywhere out of my country, and this will give me an opportunity to travel for the first time. I'm excited about it. Just come up with a very beautiful answer, very short, and this interviewer will be like, yeah. And sometimes they can even ask you, are you sure you will come back? What if you, if you're single, if you meet somebody there in the US, can you get married to them? Sometimes they can come up with tricky questions. Just be prepared, be ready to answer them, and everything will be okay. Yeah, I can guarantee you that everything will be okay. Thank you for listening to me. This was just a guide, guys. As I always tell you, I am not an immigration officer or an immigration consultant. It's just that I give this kind of advice based on my either my personal experience or from a friend's experience, from what I know and from what I read. So do your own research, okay? And good luck if you're applying for your visa, visit B1 B2 visa. Good luck and God bless you. Take care of yourselves. Bye.